All right, here's what air travel should be. And here is what air travel is. All right, so look, so I fly a lot, right? In fact, I have got status on 3 different airlines. I'm not proud of that fact. It's such a glamorous life travel, what with weather delays and flights being canceled and screaming babies, not to mention the delicious airport food.
We have a turkey sandwich, a chicken quesadilla, and a cold fish head.
Now, recently I flew from Sacramento, California to Seattle, Washington. And I got to the airport late in the day and there weren't a lot of people around, so I figured there were seats available in first class. I went up to the counter and I asked the question, is first class full? And if not, what's the price to upgrade on this flight? And the gate agent politely did her little thing. She entered the information into the computer and she looked up and she said, first class, it's a $52 upgrade. What? $52? $52 to upgrade to first class. Let me ask you, would you pay that? Would you pay $52 to upgrade to first class? And to my mind, in a heartbeat. My Uncle Ed wouldn't. No, my Uncle Ed would say, the back of the plane gets there at the same time as the front of the plane. Yes, but the front is more comfortable. We're not nearly as boxed in. Maybe we get a little bit of breathing room, maybe a refreshing adult beverage at the end of the day. For $52, is it worth it to you? Now look, I get it. It's not worth it to everyone. But this is the way it works. We make value equations in our minds, and we do it all the time. As consumers, this is what we do. We are constantly making these value equations, and we're asking the question, not is it worth it? That's not the question. The question is it worth it to me? This leads me to a very important point. Pay attention, please. Value is a buyer word, not a seller word. Value is a buyer word. The buyer owns that word, and if it's not valuable to the buyer, it ain't valuable. What is valuable to you may not be valuable to me. Now, look, that all sounds obvious, right? You know, I've heard this all before, but here's the problem. Oftentimes we have salespeople that spend too much time sharing what they think is valuable. I was once at a car dealership, and I had a salesperson who had just come from some sort of training class where he was learning all about the limited slip differential in this car. And I want to tell you, he rambled on and on and on until I wanted to stab somebody in the eyeballs, either him or me, whatever. Can I make a suggestion to you? Stop inflicting the customer with your version of value. Find out what's valuable to them. Now, how do you avoid sharing value that's not value? Ask your customer. The more you understand about their values, the more likely it is that you will be of service to them. Now, there are 2 ways you can ask this question. One is to ask, what is most important to you going forward? I'm looking and saying, what's on your must-have list? What does this look like when the problem is solved? That's important. But the other question, and this is the one that usually gets missed, where are you coming from? What's not working now? What is uncomfortable in your life? If I can figure out what they're coming from and why that's pain, and if I can figure what they're moving to and why they find that joy, that's when I understand their sense of value. The last car that I bought, you know what the number one thing that I had in that car that I didn't have in my previous car? Phone call clarity. I know that sounds silly, but the old car, when I was making a call, it sounded like I was calling somebody from the bottom of a canyon in Tibet somewhere. But now when I make the call, it's as clear as a bell. Phone call clarity? Yes, it's important to me. I make a lot of phone calls from the car because that's my sense of value. But if you don't understand that, it'll be very difficult for you to sell me, Jeff Shore, a car. Look, it's okay to find your product valuable. It's not okay to inflict your sense of value on the customer. Don't do it. Please don't do it. And why? Because value is a buyer word, not a seller word. Thanks as always for watching the 5-Minute Sales Training. Until next time, learn more to earn more.